Okay, so maybe we should get started. We'll let other people trickle in. So right now, I see that we have 19 students on this call. So perhaps it would be a good idea if actually just everyone could go quickly, just say their name and their current status, where they are from, like what's their undergraduate, which country their undergraduate institute is from, and whether they are whether they have finalized their decision or not. But let's just keep it maybe to like 10 seconds or so. It's a small enough audience that I guess we can quickly go through it, and after that we can start the information session. So I'll probably call out names, or Katie, maybe you can call out names from your screen in an order so that people know who should go next.
Great. I'll start by introducing myself. So I'm Katie Probst, and I'm the graduate program coordinator here at EC. So you'll be working with Wahid and I as you move through the program. So Vinzano DiMatteo, would you like to go first?
Yeah, I guess so, since I'm the one with my camera on. Hi, I am Vincenzo DiMatteo, but please feel free to call me Vinny. I did my undergraduate here at Rutgers University, and I'm going through the 4+1 program. I'm definitely considering either concentration in machine learning or cybersecurity.
What we do here.
Great.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but like I'm like
Roy, do you mind muting? I'll mute you. Okay. Wei Han, can you come next?
I'm from China, and I major in automation in my bachelor degree, and I want to learn in the software and development in the future learning. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Welcome. Hisham.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hisham. It's not a common name, as you can see. I have a bachelor degree. I got it from Egypt. That was like almost 10 years now. I have 8 years experience of working in automation engineering. So that's probably the route that I would pursue, going like control, machine learning, and yeah, excited to start.
Great, happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Matthew?
Hi, my name is Matthew Foltz. I have bachelor's in computer science and computer engineering from McNeese State University, way down in the pit of Louisiana, the swamp that is. Excited to be up here in New Jersey now, although it's getting pretty hot up here now too, so I guess I didn't completely avoid that. I'm looking forward to studying electrical engineering here, specifically signals and information processing. Happy to be here.
Yeah, happy to have you. Sorry that New Jersey is also deceptively warm. Shubham?
Hello, everyone. I'm Shubham Kulkarni from India. I have a bachelor's degree in instrumentation engineering, and I'm planning to specialize in control systems. Yeah, excited to start my journey at Rutgers.
Yeah. Thank you. Glad you're here.
Thank you.
Ani? Ani Wang?
Oh, hi everyone. I'm Anyi Wang. I'm from China and I have a bachelor in electrical and computer engineering. I have been working as a test engineer for 8 years now. I'm very excited to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for coming. Ashwin?
Hello, everyone. I'm Ashwin. I finished my bachelor's in ECE this past spring with Vinny. I'm probably going to go more into computer engineering concentration.
Happy to have you staying at Rutgers. That's great. Joel?
Hello, everyone. My name is Joel Kinney, and I received my bachelor's in electronics and electronics and telecommunications engineering 4 years ago. So I've been working in kind of distributed systems and software development for the past 4 years, and I'm planning to work more on distributed systems and software development, software engineering, basically at Rutgers. So yeah, that's all from my side.
Yeah. Awesome. That sounds great. Shuhas?
Hey guys, I'm Suhas. So I've completed my undergrad in electronics and communication engineering from India. Oh, I'm from India, by the way. And I'll be coming this fall to Rutgers to specialize in computer engineering.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Ashwarya?
Hello everyone, I'm Aishwarya Malkarjan from India. I have my bachelor's in electrical and electronics engineering from BTU, and I have a year of work experience in embedded software development. So yeah, I'm happy to be a part of Rutgers this fall.
Yeah, we're happy to have you too. Great. Andrew?
Hello, my name is Andrew. I did my undergrad at Rutgers in ECE. I did computer engineering, and I'm planning to specialize in software engineering in the MS program.
Great. We're happy to have you sticking around at Rutgers too.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yeah, great. Gravanasan? Oop, I see you're not on mute, but we can't hear you.
Maybe we can move to next one.
Yeah, we'll come back. Zanlu? Maybe they aren't there either, able to talk. What about Wei?
Hi guys, I'm Wei Gao. I'm an international student from China. I just finished my undergraduate at Rutgers University, and I was majoring in ECE, specifically concentrating in electrical engineering. I'm here doing my master degrees. It's a 4+1 program. I'm concentrated in the solid state electronics. That's it.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Christopher?
I'm Chris. I got my undergraduate here at Rutgers in computer engineering. I was between signals processing and control systems.
Great, great choices. Chimmy?
Hello all, I'm Chinmay from India. I completed my undergrad in 2021 in electronics engineering. And since then I've been working in a telecommunications company. And I'd like to pursue the computer engineering specialization and take some ML courses. So yeah, pretty much excited to start the program this fall.
Yeah, great. Happy to have you here. Hunter?
Hi, my name is Hunter. I'm a student who completed my ECE degree here at Rutgers in the engineering school. I've also done some work with machine learning and automation. I'm looking to continue that and improve my overall software skill here in the master's program.
Yeah. Great. We're once again happy to have you sticking around. Sumit?
Hey everyone, I'm Sumit from India. I've done my undergrad in electrical and electronics engineering, and I'm planning to specialize in communication. Pretty excited to be a part of Rutgers.
Yeah, great. We're excited to have you here too. Roy?
Hi, sorry about that. My name is Roy Oza. I went to the University of Rhode Island for electrical engineering 2023. I'm going to be attending a electrical engineering master's program here at Rutgers next year. I don't particularly know specifically what I want to do my concentration yet, but I'm going through it like signal processing, control systems, communications. I'm going to try to figure that out. But I'm happy to be here and learn as much as I can and, apply it to the real world.
Great. Madhuri.
Hello, I am Madhuri. So I have completed my bachelor's from India in electronics and communication engineering, and I'm planning to pursue my master's in communication engineering.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Gomati.
Hey everyone, I'm from India. I'm Gomti, and I've completed my bachelor's in electrical and electronics engineering, and I'm planning to specialize in signal processing. Great to meet you all.
Yeah, great to meet you too. And last but not least, Gurvansan. Okay, maybe they aren't available to speak, but I'm so glad that we got to hear from you all and see what you're interested in. And I'll turn it over to Professor Bajwa.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you, everyone, for your introduction. And if for any reason you cannot speak or you can't hear, we will put this, not everything, we will perhaps shrink it down to the core component in this information session and share the link. So just as a way of introduction, my name is Wahid Bajwa. I am professor in the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering and also the graduate program director. And the graduate students within Rutgers ECE department are primarily handled by the graduate program office, which effectively comprises myself and Ms. Katie Probst. So without further ado, let's get started with the information session. If you have any follow-up questions, I encourage you to send them over to us at the ECE grad program at soe.rutgers.edu email address. And Ms. Probst will be sure to get back to you in due course. And if you have any questions during what I'm covering, feel free to ask any follow-up questions. We do have a Q&A session at the very end that we will go through, as well as some frequently asked questions. So we'll go over those things. So as you are starting your journey at Rutgers or contemplating starting your journey at Rutgers, here are some general pieces of information that you would need. The first is your first primary contact within Rutgers is through the ECE graduate program office. The link is provided here. These slides will be shared with you so you can in a PDF form, so you will have access to this. The graduate program office, as I said, is by myself and Ms. Katie Probst, and we are your go-to person or people for all inquiries and administrative assistance. Now, in general, you should have a very clear understanding of the policies and procedures and guide, and that is all contained in what's called the Graduate Student Handbook. The link to that is provided over here. If you click on this, you will find two handbooks, one for undergraduate students, one for graduate students. The handbook is updated every year for the incoming cohort. It also applies to the previous cohorts, but the most relevant information for newest cohort is updated in around August time. So for you, there will be some updates which will be shared in August, but the most of the changes will happen in relation to perhaps some of the courses that we are changing it from different categories. We'll talk about that. The other thing you should be aware of, you should always be visiting, is the department website, ece.rutgers.edu. This is your digital gateway to the department. It will offer information about faculty, staff, other course offerings, and other links. So these three links cover your connection to Rutgers ECE. In addition, you need to have connections to the School of Graduate Studies, which is basically your program, your degree is offered by our program. And then on top of that is the School of Graduate Studies. So all the policies and procedures for the School of Graduate Studies have to be followed as well. Most of those we include in our handbook, but you should visit this website for a lot of other information. Now, some of you are also international students, and in which case you should also be connecting with Rutgers Global or International Scholars and Students Office within Rutgers Global, which takes care of all immigration-related matters if you are on visa. So these are the bare minimum pieces of information and websites and links that you should bookmark and be visiting often. Course-related links we'll look at later. On the department website, you will also find links to other staff within the department, which help you for different tasks. For example, if you get appointed as a worker who basically provides your paperwork for pay and things like that. Similarly, the department administrator who handles requests such as TA applications or student hourly applications and so forth. Katie, you want to add anything further to this before I move on?
No, I think you've covered everything that's necessary right now.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, so if there are any specific questions about this, I can address now. Otherwise, we can move on to the next slide. If you have any questions, I encourage you to actually put it in the chat so that we can also, if things come up in your mind, you can keep on putting questions in your chat, and then I can look at it, or Katie can point me to, okay, there are some questions, and we can come back to it as I'm covering information. Okay, so the next question you might be asking, or some of you may already have decided, some of you perhaps are still on the fence, some of you have a few other options that you are considering. Why do you want to choose Rutgers ECE as your place for graduate school? And here I've listed some options for you. One is that we offer 7 areas of specialization with a broad range of courses that are typically not found in any one department, and every department has probably 3 or 4 of these. In particular, we have launched a new specialization area, which was not there before. So when you applied, you didn't see that. The new specialization area is machine learning. The details of that, as I said, are being added, but you will, if you go, when we look at the courses that are available, you will already see some courses related to this specialization. Another advantage that you have, which is kind of unmatched, is basically access to an Ivy League level of education, because Rutgers has an agreement with Princeton University, which is 30 minutes south of us, very convenient to go to using a local train, where if you have a course at Princeton that is not being offered at Rutgers, you actually can take a course there for formal credit, and that course gets counted as a Rutgers course. So you have the opportunity to basically experience an Ivy level education without actually paying tuition for Princeton University, which is several orders of magnitude more than Rutgers. We also offer credit earning internships or opportunities for students so that they get hands-on experience and at the same time earn credit. You can earn up to 6 credits for these internships. There is a process for that, but we support you as long as you can provide evidence that the internships actually allow you to enhance your educational experience. Rutgers ECE has an excellent job placement history. Our students are placed in some of the best known corporations around the world, and they compete with any other graduates from any other university. Of course, there is no guarantee. It all depends upon what you make of your education, but we believe that most of our students take full advantage of the opportunities and are able to get placed in some of the best companies in the world. You can go on LinkedIn and search for master's students or graduate students at Rutgers, and you will find, for example, plethora of our alumni who are placed in all kinds of industries and all kinds of companies. Okay, so the other information you need as you begin your master's journey is that what kind of degrees that are available to you. We have the types of master's degrees are, every student gets an MS degree in electrical and computer engineering, but basically based upon what you are trying to do, we classify them further into 3 categories. One is MS with thesis. This is a degree that requires a commitment to writing a thesis and doing research with a faculty. The other is MS without thesis. It is only coursework focused. And the third is BSMS degree or BSMS students. They still get the same degree, but this is for students who are transitioning from a BS to MS program at Rutgers. The general graduation requirements for a master's degree are you need 30 credits. You need also a minimum of 3.0 GPA to get graduate. If you are doing thesis, then 24 of these credits need to be coursework. If you are not doing thesis, then all 30 need to be coursework. At least 21 credits have to be within ECE, and you also need to take 2 semesters of ECE colloquium. ECE colloquia are basically research seminars that help you broaden your horizon in terms of what is happening at the cutting edge of electrical and computer engineering. If you are a non-thesis student, you must also submit an MS technical paper, which is basically a 5 to 6 page write-up that shows that you can translate what you have learned into a technical document. And most of the students do this technical paper, if they are not doing thesis, by turning perhaps their course, one of their course projects into a technical report or technical paper. Or if they do an internship, then turning their internship experience, if the internship company agrees, turning it into a technical paper. So the MS timeline that you typically follow in our program is you take 6 to 12 credits per semester, but the full-time course load is 9 credits. So students, you are transitioning from undergraduate to graduate, understand that the coursework or the course load at the graduate level is about 1.5 times the course load that you would typically get at the undergraduate level. So that's why while at the undergraduate level, students take 12 to 15 credits a semester. At the graduate level, we recommend taking 9 credits, especially if you are indulging in research. And if you are international student, then you also need to take at least 9 credits, unless you fall into certain categories, for example, which you work with Rutgers Global. The first semester allows you to take less than 9 credits. The last semester allows you to take less than 9 credits. And then there are other circumstances that can allow you to take less than 9 credits. We do not recommend students take 12 credits unless they really know what they are getting into. It has happened in the past that students have taken more than 9 credits and they later learned that the workload is way too much and they couldn't handle it. Remember that at the graduate level, you need a minimum of 3.0 GPA, which means that you can only afford 1 or 1C or so forth, 1C or C+. At the graduate level, there is no grade of D. After C or C, after C, it's direct F. And you don't want to get into that situation, so it's better for you to take the number of credits that you can reasonably handle. So students take, let's go with the typical work that they take 9 credits per semester. There are 2 semesters of colloquium that they have to take. We recommend that students take that within their 2 semesters to be done with it. And then some students, after their first 2 semesters, they land an internship, which is 4 credit. So they take perhaps 3 credits of internship in the summer. And then in their last 2 semesters, they actually work on their technical paper if they were not doing thesis-based masters. If students were doing thesis-based masters, then of course they should be starting on their thesis ideally from the first semester. If you know you want to do thesis-based masters, you should not be waiting till the last two semester or so, because that good thesis takes a year to 18 months to complete. Okay, so I'll let this digest. Again, if there are any questions, please put them in the chat. We'll also have more one-on-one question and answer session at the end of the session. So related to this, we have what do specializations mean? As I said, we have 7 specializations: communication, signal and information processing, machine learning, which is the newest one, not listed on our handbook yet, systems and control, computer engineering, software engineering, solid state electronics. What is a specialization? A specialization is basically defined by a set of core courses. Typically, you have to take 3 out of a list of courses. They are called core courses that train you in that area. And then you have also general/restrictive elective courses, typically 4. So you are constrained to about these from this list of courses for each specialization. And typically the constraint is up to 21 credits. And then after that, we have 9 credits that you can actually take to augment your learning experience. You can take those 9 credits outside these lists. So those are called breadth credits or breadth courses. So a specialization is defined by core and elective courses. Breadth courses are not part of the specialization. You can take whatever you want. Now, you might have applied with a concentration or specialization, but that is more for our planning purposes, because we need to understand how many students are coming in an area so that we can offer the right set of courses. You are not required to adhere to that specialization or concentration. And the words mean the same, by the way. Concentration, specialization, doesn't matter. You can change your concentration specialization till the last semester of your graduation. The challenge is, of course, that if you haven't fulfilled the requirements, then you won't be able to graduate. So that's why having a sense of which area you are going to pursue so that you can plan courses is recommended. But many students in their first or 1 or 2 semesters, they continue with courses that maybe cover more than one specialization, and then they slowly decide which one they want to pursue. Okay, so you can change your specialization concentration as often as you like. The main thing is, at the end of the day, when you are ready to graduate, you must be able to satisfy the requirements in one of the specializations. We also allow specializations which are cross-cutting. So for example, you could say, I want to specialize in machine learning and let's say systems and control. In that case, that is not one of the approved specializations. So you have to get approval for that beforehand and come up with a plan of courses that you want to take. And then we will cater the core courses and electives to you. You say, I want to take these 2 core courses for machine learning and this 1 core course from systems and control, and here is why it makes sense. So we allow you to do that. Okay. So this is what we mean by specialization. Now, in terms of degree duration, based upon all the information I have provided, typically it takes you 3 to 4 semesters to complete an MS degree if you are coming with no credits under your belt. So 3 semesters, for example, could work like, you take 9 credits one semester, 9 credits another, 18. You take 3 credits in the summer, that's 21, and then you take 3 credits in next semester, that's 30 credits. So you can get your degree in 3 semesters. You can also do 4 semesters by doing 9, 9, 9, and then 3 in your last semester. You can also, based upon, for example, what kind of courses are available, you can also do 9, 9, 6, 6, and that gets you 4 semesters. Many students prefer to take 2 years of 4 semesters because many companies prefer to hire at the end of spring semester or starting from, let's say, when you finish in May, they give you a job offer from May. So, but there is no restriction. Now, this is the case when you have no credits under your belt. If at your undergraduate school, you took graduate level courses or you are transferring from a graduate level degree, after you have taken 9 credits with a grade of B or higher, at Rutgers, you can request transfer of credits. Up to 12 credits can be transferred towards your MS degree from another school. Now, students who are in a 4-year 4+1 program or BSMS students within Rutgers, the only exception for them is that they are allowed to transfer instead of graduate level courses, they are allowed to transfer undergraduate level courses as long as they were not used for their bachelor's degree. Okay, so that sort of provides you a sense of what the programs are and how long it takes and how do you plan it. I'll let you all think about it. I see there was a question already and Ms. Probst has answered. Katie, do you want to add anything further to this? I might have skipped over something.
Since machine learning isn't in the handbook yet, do you want to speak to that slightly, what that will entail or what types of courses might be offered?
Yes, so we just approved, thank you, that's yeah, it's not in the handbook yet. It is available from fall 2023. We have 4 specialized courses approved for this concentration. In this fall, for example, we have 3 courses that count towards this machine learning concentration. Now, one of those you may not be able to take because it has a prerequisite from previous year. There is a course called Introduction to Machine Learning Systems, which has a prerequisite listed 541, but we are going to remove that prerequisite. And then there is also a course called multimodal machine learning. This is in fall. Then in spring, we have Introduction to Deep Learning. In spring, we also have a machine vision course, and that also falls under machine learning concentration. So in spring, we will have Introduction to Deep Learning and other courses. So we'll provide a complete set of a list of courses, but we have a collection of specialized courses that we have just brand new courses we have approved. Their numbers are 530, 531, 532, and 533. And some of them will be offered in fall, some of them will be offered in spring, some of them will be offered next year in spring or fall. And together you can plan that. We will send an email when the handbook is ready. But if you, before the handbook is ready, if you are say, I want to do machine learning, please send me the list, we can send that to you.
Great. Joel also has a question. Would there be any graduate course advising sessions on the different courses?
Right. So Joel, because this is a more general open-ended question, let's hold on to that question for our final Q&A session at the end of this presentation.
Thank you.
Okay. So now that you, as I said, some of you might have not done all the things. There is a what's next flyer that will be emailed to you after this information session. Ms. Probst will send you that. Basically, once you are admitted, and I hope most of you have already done that, that you submit your decision in the information portal. That's the most important thing. And you also submit your financial documents if you have not already done that, if you're an international student. All of you should have received your certificate of admissions from admissions office. If you have not, please reach out to us. And then if you are an international student, you should have also received your I-20 form. And basically after this, you should be applying for your net ID, which is what gives you Rutgers email address and all that. And once you get your Rutgers email address, please start checking it. You should also then upload your picture to get a photo ID card. You should get submit health and immunization records. And then you go in and look for the classes that are available. And the information you also register for them. You contact us if you have questions about the courses. We'll talk more about that. And there is a whole list. We have orientation sessions. All of it could not fit in here, but you would get a flyer, which basically is much longer than that. It has about, I think, 13 or 15 steps and orientations. Some of the orientation dates we are still finalizing. So we may send you with some orientation dates as TBD. But this is what you would be looking at, and please pay attention to this. If you don't get this email, Katie, when should we say, like maybe by this Friday?
Yeah.
What our target is? Yeah. So if you don't get an email from us by this Friday, perhaps it went to your spam. Check the spam folder, and if you still didn't receive it, please reach out to us, and we will make sure you get it. Okay. Now, in terms of, you will also get these links on that flyer, but I'm also sharing, these are sort of different pieces of the puzzle as you navigate the Rutgers landscape. So first of all, there are administrative links that you should know. Net ID, you get your Net ID from there. Rutgers ID photo, ID card photo. Your immunization records, you cannot register or you cannot start unless you showcase that you are immunized against the required diseases. Health insurance, and then where do you pay your financial term bill? So these are all administrative things. The next question for many of you is housing, especially for international students or students coming from out of state. We have on-campus housing. This is the link. Again, we'll provide you that, so you will have access to this. You also have Rutgers sanctioned housing marketplace called, this is Graduate Student Association Marketplace. We also have a housing Facebook group for Rutgers students. And there is also a website called Places for Students. These are some recommended. We are not affiliated with any one of them. Full disclaimer, including the Facebook group. This is being provided to you for information purposes, but we have been told that these are pretty good resources to find housing in and around campus. You are free to look at other options also. Next is the coursework. That's the biggest thing. You have two sorts of things. First of all, you go to listings of available courses and you figure out what courses are being offered. You look up at that information, and then once you have decided that, you go and register for the courses at WebReg. Typically, students register for more courses than they would plan on taking, because especially people who are new to the US system, there is about 10 days of what's called the add drop deadline. So the first week of semester, students go to different courses and talk to the instructors and figure out if that is the course that they really want to take or not. So let's say you are unable to decide which course you want to take. Maybe instead of 3, you sign up for 5. The first week you go to all 5 of them, and by the end of the week, you decide which ones you want to keep. Within that 1 week or so period, if you drop some of the courses, they would not affect your record. But if you go beyond that, add drop deadline, you would actually have a record where you will have to pay tuition for that. And you will basically have a W for withdrawn appearing on your transcripts. So you don't want that, okay? Since I'm sharing this, I'll probably ask Katie if you could actually go to this schedule of courses and share that screen and maybe take students through how they may select different courses. And while you do that, I will address some of the questions and we'll go from there then. So I have a question. Will the books for reference and the related material for all the courses be shared and discussed? The books for each course, basically when you register for a course, every faculty will share that individually. Each faculty decides for themselves which books or reference material they want you to use. So don't buy anything, even if someone tells you that they used this book last year. It's the faculty teaching the course this year who will decide. And that communication typically happens in the last week of August or the first week of classes. If you want to gather information before, you can always email the instructor teaching that course. Ms. Probst will show you how to look up which instructor is teaching a course. Katie, I'll stop sharing. You can share whenever you are ready. Okay, the next question is, does the what's next apply for Rutgers students in the 4+1, like certificate of admission and needing to fill out the I-20? Indeed, if you are a new student, you should have received, if you are 4+1, you should still have received a COA. In the case of 4+1 students, the COA comes by email. For other students, it comes through the portal. So if you haven't received it, please reach out to us. If you are an international student, you must get a new I-20. It is imperative that you do that. If you have not done it already, you need to talk to Rutgers Global. They will give you a form. You need to get that form signed from us and change your degree status. If you don't do that, you can get in trouble. The next question is, do I need to re-upload my immunization, health insurance, financial term? If you were a Rutgers student, you don't need to re-upload your immunization record. You need to maintain your health insurance, the financial term bill, everything will just keep on coming to you. Okay, so let's move over to Katie. So basically, she has clicked on that link, sis.rutgers.edu/SOC, schedule of courses. This is called schedule of courses. So Katie, all yours.
Great. So as you know, you'll be coming in fall 2023, and you are all taking classes at the New Brunswick location, and you're looking for graduate courses. So if you click on continue, this box comes up that says subject, and so you start typing in electrical, and all of the electrical and computer engineering courses are 332. So click on this, and then the courses populate. Something that is important to note, that if you're still learning the Rutgers system, you might think that you're at the New Brunswick campus because we previously clicked on New Brunswick. In fact, you are not. The engineering school is based out of Bush campus, which is essentially right next to New Brunswick. So make sure you keep all of these campus locations checked when searching for courses. And so here are the course options for the fall. And as you click on one of these arrows for a course, for instance, this is system analysis. And as you can tell, it's meeting Mondays from 6 to 9 on Bush campus in the core building. And this is the professor teaching the course. And if you click on synopsis, it takes you to our graduate page for the School of Electrical, the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. And here's the brief synopsis of the course. You could also see that books is linked here, but as Professor Bajwa said, make sure you check with the instructor that first week of class before buying books. This is not always kept up to date. And this link, if you would like to register, takes you over to the WebReg system. Obviously, I'm not a student, so I don't have access. But if you are, you log in and you can register for that class.
May I interject, Katie?
Of course.
Yeah, so you mentioned a great point, so let me actually re-emphasize that Rutgers, as the first window that Katie showed you, right? Rutgers is also the name of a system, and there are 3 sub-universities within Rutgers. They are called Rutgers New Brunswick, Rutgers Camden, and Rutgers Newark. So Katie, if you want to go to the previous web page. Yeah, so that's why you want to pick the location here refers to which university you are actually located at. You are located at Rutgers, New Brunswick. This is the flagship Rutgers. This is like saying University of California, Los Angeles versus University of California, Berkeley, right? So always click New Brunswick. So this is the location. This location means that. But when you go after this, right, physically, Rutgers, New Brunswick has sub-campuses, which are all connected through an extensive bus, free bus system that Rutgers runs, right? Perhaps maybe it would, that's actually a very good point. Maybe we should add the maps thing, but if you go to like maps.rutgers.edu, it shows you those different locations. Right. So if you go to New Brunswick, these are 3 universities, and if you go to New Brunswick, this is what Rutgers New Brunswick is. Okay, and you see that all these dark yellow things, and they have different names. They are called Bush Campus, Livingston Campus, College Ave or College Avenue Campus, and Cook Douglas Campus. Almost all of the classes that you would take would typically be in Bush Campus or Livingston Campus. Sometimes we have classes in College Ave Campus, and all these things are connected by different buses. So please, on the schedule of courses, do not uncheck. Once you go to the next page that was shown to you, do not uncheck the campus locations. Keep all of them intact. And as mentioned, books one is something that you perhaps don't want to take too much into account, because every faculty may decide to change that. Okay, back to you.
Are there any other questions about registering for classes or anything that you would like to share, Professor Bajwa?
The prerequisites, maybe you could show yeah. So
some classes, not all classes, have prerequisites. For instance, 521 digital signal analytics has the prerequisite of 501 systems analysis. So unless you are transferring in well, actually you couldn't do that because you need 9 credits. So for instance, in your first semester, you would not be able to take 521, but if you take 501 your first semester here, then you could take 521 later on. Unlike a lot of undergraduate programs where most classes have a system of prerequisites, I would say only about 10 to 20% of grad classes in our program have prerequisites, but it's just something to be on the lookout for if you have a goal class in mind to take in your second or third semester, to see if that class has prerequisites and work towards it by taking those classes.
And if you click KG 539, I want to just bring up one additional thing. So another thing you want to see is that, like, for example, this 539 539, it has the prerequisite listed 541, but this possibly, so as you can see, actually, I am teaching this course, and that this prerequisite I'm actually going to be waiving, because I'm teaching it at a level where as long as someone had undergraduate probability, they should be able to take this course. So one other thing at the graduate level is that if you can actually override the prerequisite by asking for what's called SPN, or special permission number, by sending an email to the instructor and saying, hey, because of X, Y, or Z reason, I believe that I shouldn't be subjected to this prerequisite. And if the instructor agrees, then they tell us, or you forward us the instructor's authorization, and then we provide you an SPN number that when you register, you put that number in and you are automatically registered even if you don't satisfy the prerequisite. That's pretty much it that I want to say. Oh, there are, so maybe 543, let's open 543. Okay, so in 543, you see that under instructors, there is no instructor listed. This can happen because of two reasons. One is that we are hiring a new faculty that are basically not in the system. But if you contact us, we can tell you who the faculty is. But because they are still going through HR processes, they are not listed. It can also happen because we are that everything has happened, but the system is still taking its sweet little time to get updated. So you will find about, I believe, 5 courses that are without listed instructors. And out of those, we know that only 2 courses are the ones that we don't know for sure, but the rest have been finalized. It's just that things are not listed.
Okay. And we had one other question from Joel. Is there any deadline by when students are expected to be registered for classes?
So ideally, we want students to be registered at least one. When we have our orientation, we want the students to be registered. If you don't register, there are 2 challenges if you don't register. One is if 1 week before the classes start, if we don't have enough registration in a course, the course may get canceled. So if everyone just decides they will register late, we may assume that no one is interested in this course, and we may cancel that course. Okay. Second thing is that if you register too late for maybe some of the courses, the course may get filled up. So that is the other challenge. Although it happens less frequently at the graduate level, it does happen that there is no more room left in the course. And in that case, we won't be able to help you much because there is no room available. So those are the 2 main considerations. And then, of course, if you don't register by the first week of classes for new students, the assumption is that you decided not to come and you will be withdrawn from the program. So these are the 3 main considerations. Just realized you had turned off. I have another question from Hunter. Are any of the machine learning core courses posted? I don't see. So since the course numbers have just been approved, they are right now, some of them are listed in different ways. So for example, 539, this section 1 is one of the core courses. Okay. Similarly, we have, if you go down under 579. Okay, so section 7, this is a core course, except that this course will be from next year. It will have its own number called 5 531. So 531 is this course being taught by Professor Ortiz, except that the approval came in too late to have its own course number. And then this distributed deep learning is another one of the courses, but this one could only take it if the prerequisite of intro to deep learning was satisfied. This one would also qualify as a core course. An additional core course will be machine vision, and then 541 will be another core course. So we'll provide that information later. Okay, I have a question. Can I take CommNets 1 if I'm also registering for its prerequisite in the first semester? You should really talk to the instructor at that stage if you are taking both 501, I believe the prerequisite for CommNets. Katie, can you tell me what is the prerequisite for that? I guess. Okay, yeah. So the prerequisite is 541, right? Or undergraduate probability. So if you have undergraduate probability, then you should be able to take it. If you don't have undergraduate probability, then it would not be possible. Hisham, I already pointed out what is the due date for courses registration. There is no due date. We expect students to register. That was a question that I believe Joel had, but if anything was not clear, I'm happy to do that. Joel, how do you register for breadth courses? Basically, just like any other courses, any course that is not core or elective, that's your breadth course. Hunter, if you already took ML for IoT as a Rutgers undergraduate, that does satisfy your core requirement, one of the courses. Okay. You would still need to take enough courses, but okay. Madhuri, after 30 credits, if you have satisfied your core requirements and okay, so it's Madhuri, my understanding, you are not an international student, right? Madhuri? Okay, so in your case, Madhuri, there is no maximum number. You can take as many as you want. For international students, once you satisfy the course requirement, unless you are doing thesis, or your technical paper is not complete, or your core courses are not complete, once you satisfy all the requirements, by law, you have to graduate. But if you're not an international student, you can take as many courses as you want. Now, I don't know if you're asking about the maximum number in one semester or total over your career. If you are asking,
they could also be asking for, how you said you can register for 5 and then drop some.
Okay, yeah.
And how many is that maximum initially?
Yeah, I think the system will complain if you try to register within a semester more than 6 courses. But you should never be taking that many anyways. But yeah, you can register initially and then go from there. Okay, so if we will come back to this, but let's go back to the information session then. Okay, so the most important thing, as we talked about, is finding the listing of courses and then registering for them. And of course, you would have to rely on the graduate handbook to also figure out, how do you plan? You should ideally plan your entire 2 years of coursework based upon prior history. Now, you cannot always predict which courses will be available or offered next year, but there is some sense of regularity. And we are also working on actually a table that will give you that sense of regularity for our course offerings. But ideally, you should have planned, I want to take this, and then you can come to us and say, hey, when was this course last offered? Do you think do I have a hope of, is this study plan going to work out? Maybe come up with more courses than you need so that we can tell you, okay, these courses will be offered this next 2 years, this won't be, and so forth. Okay, so this is the gist of it. Remember, this is just the information session so that you have some understanding. There is going to be a more detailed orientation in person when you come to Rutgers. The date is to be decided. We'll finalize that this week, and that will be on in the flyer. As I said, there are going to be several orientations. One of us, that will be our departmental orientation. And we'll go over in further detail about some of these things. And by that time, our handbook would have been revised also. So most of the information will be available. I just want to go over some of the frequently asked questions that we receive typically and try to provide some answers to those. And then if those still don't answer everything, then we go over further Q&A after that. So the first question is, how many courses do you need to take each semester? The recommendation is 9 credits per semester, especially if you are an international student. What do you expect in your first week / semester of class? If you are new to Rutgers, be ready for basically spending a lot of time getting your paperwork done, especially if you're an international student, learning the bus routes, where the different buildings are located, different areas, navigating the Rutgers style. The Rutgers uses the course management system of Canvas, getting used to the Canvas system, getting used to emails, colloquia, all those things, right? So the first semester is going to be a semester of transition, and just work on getting to learn everything about that. What does your path look like as an MS student from now till graduation? The flyer will help you go from now till the first week of classes. After that, as we talked about, you can typically graduate from anywhere from 3 to 4 semesters. And the first 2 semesters, you should be taking colloquium. In the summer, you should be aiming for an internship. And then in the last 2 semesters, you should be aiming for your technical paper. If you are doing thesis, you should be aiming to get a thesis advisor within the first semester of your degree. Can I take classes in other departments? Now, what Ms. Probst showed you in the schedule of courses was electrical and computer engineering. You can actually search courses in other departments similarly. You can decide to take the courses in math and computer science and statistics in business school, any of those things. You just need to be aware of a few key things. Number one, most departments restrict registration from students who are not in their department by SPN, which means you would have to email that department and say, I am interested in taking this course. Here is why, can I get an SPN? The department may or may not give you an SPN, or they may say, we will wait till the first week of classes, because they want to give, just like we want to give preference to our students, they want to give preference to their students. We have no control over SPNs in other departments. We don't give SPNs for other departments. You have to do that yourself. So that is one key thing. And as I said, for many popular courses in other departments, the space fills out and you would have to wait till the first week of classes to do that. Also, you have to be aware that you have to take 21 credits in ECE. You cannot take all the courses in other departments and get a degree, MS degree from our department, 21 credits. Okay, the next question is, if you are interested in research, how do you pursue it? The short answer is that basically you take a course or you take courses as faculty who you think are of relevance to you, you understand, you go to the Google Scholar, look at what kind of research they are doing, ask to set up a meeting with them, have a discussion with them, see if they are, if your and their basically wavelength matches. Research is not a right as a master's student. Research is an agreement. It has to be a fit. So everyone who has been admitted with the promise that they will get a master's degree. But master's with thesis degree or master's which involves research is between you and the person you want to do research with. You have to showcase that you, just like you are admitted after you showcase that you have the ability to take courses within Rutgers, you have to now show to the faculty that you have the ability to do research with them, okay? So that is between you and that faculty. Can I switch from a master's to a PhD program? And yes, you can do that. Typically, we would like to see an evidence that you have excelled and that there is a faculty in your coursework and that there is a faculty who is willing to be your PhD advisor. Without a PhD advisor, PhD cannot happen. And so it is up to you to find a PhD advisor. If someone recommends you, we can change your status. Okay, who is your academic advisor? Who can assist you in course selection and track your overall academic progress? So your academic advisor, unlike undergraduate, it's a nominal role, because at the master's level, the assumption is you are in charge of your own degree. We are here to advise you, but we don't track your academic progress. There is no, we only look at your system. We only look at A, are you maintaining 3.0 GPA? B, you are not failing your courses. And C, when you are ready to graduate, have you fulfilled your requirements? The rest is, it is basically you are transitioning from undergraduate where people held your hand to graduate where you need to now become more independent. And so you are responsible. Now we are here to help you. During the semester, we have weekly office hours where we assist you. That you can come and ask questions, you can send us emails, we'll answer. But we are not going to come and say, hey, you are not taking this course, why are you not taking this course? We will only tell you at the end that you didn't take this course, so you are not ready to graduate, okay? But as I said, we are here to help you whenever you need assistance. Don't come to us after 2 years and say, this is what I did, can I graduate? It may be too late. You have to take ownership of it yourselves. Will there be office hours with me, the graduate program director? We will have regular office hours starting the week of August 7th. Before that, the office hours are going to be mostly by appointment only if there is a compelling need. But Ms. Probst is going to be in office. She's available in the office. She can, I'll let her speak about that from her perspective. And then email is the best way to reach out. The other thing is, if you feel lost in the program, who should you reach out to? You cannot figure out that the coursework seems too overwhelming. You are uncertain about your future plans. So the answer is you should reach out to either me and or your course instructors when you start feeling problems. Do not wait before the problems have piled up, because it may be too late for us to help you. Let's say there is a major family emergency. Do not wait till the end of the semester to say, oh, I failed my courses because I had a family emergency. No, tell us right away, and maybe we will talk to your instructor to give you an incomplete while you deal with the emergency or so forth. Also, graduate program can be a pretty stressful thing, and Rutgers has a lot of counseling services, group sessions, and so forth, where you can talk about these things. So Rutgers CAPS is the way, is the source for that. Other question is, do you need health insurance? Yes, you do, especially if you're an international student. How do you search for on-campus jobs? This is the link that, especially if you're an international student, that allows you different sources where you can find on-campus jobs. What kinds of jobs are available within ECE? Within ECE, you can apply for jobs that range from tutoring, grading, student worker, and highly competitive TA-ships. So teaching assistantships are highly competitive, and they are first given to PhD students, And after that, they are given to master students if there are slots left. Typically, every year, only about 10% of master students are able to get a TA position. The rest goes to PhD students. Since you're starting on your journey, one of the things is there are about 5 different pieces of advice I would give you. The first is you need to do a good time management to be able to balance coursework, research if you're doing it, personal time, and so forth. You need to network. You need to network heavily with your peers, with your faculty, with your professionals for collaboration, learning, and future job prospects. Undergraduate degree is 4 years. Graduate degree is only 18 months to 2 years. The time will run out if you wait for this. If you feel overwhelmed, seek guidance. Don't wait till things go wrong. Don't wait for advice till it's time to get a job. Think of the first semester you join is the time when you should be thinking about how do I land a good job based upon what I'm doing. Keep learning, not only in your own area of specialization, but in related areas that could broaden your horizons. In particular, take advantage of the colloquia, which offer you access to things beyond your specialization. And most importantly, take care of yourself, take care of your physical health, take care of your mental health. If you don't, then it is very easy to actually get overwhelmed by graduate school. At this time, Katie, you want to add to your office hours?
Yeah, so I am in my office, which is in the electrical engineering building, 134A, and I'm here 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. When you get to campus, we encourage you to come see us and stop by during those hours just so we can put a face to a name and get to know you. And in the meantime, in the summer, if you need anything, Professor Bajwa does all of the academic advising, so course questions, concentration questions, things of that nature. But if you need anything administration wise, so like what to do between now and the beginning of the semester, I'm the person that you should reach out to. And if corresponding via email works for you, then that's great for me. But if you want to jump on a quick Zoom call because you have a lot of questions that could be answered best in that manner, I'm open to that too. So just let me know what works best for you.
Thank you. Okay, so this is the end of the information session from us. We will now transition to Q&As. And the Q&As could be more general in nature that apply to multiple people, or they could be more specific to one's situation. If people need to leave at this point, you are more than welcome to leave. We will be communicating with you over email with the further details that coming out of this information session. But so we'll probably stick around for any Q&As for, let's say, 10-15 minutes or longer if people have even more questions. So the floor is open for any Q&As. I'll stop sharing. And yeah.
You can either unmute yourselves or put it in the chat, whatever works best for you.
Okay, Joel, I see your hand up.
Yeah. So I just wanted to know at this point, how does one apply for maybe say, like you mentioned, assistantships and all of that? Like, is that still open, or is that something that would need to be done after we start classes at Rutgers? So curious about that.
Katie, you want to take that? Or would you rather I do that?
You can take it.
Okay, so at this stage, since you were made an offer you are not a 4+1 student, right, Joel?
No,
Yeah.
no problem.
Right. So at this stage, every admitted student was already considered for for teaching assistantship unless you are 4+1. And if you have not received an offer yet, then that means that for fall, you are no longer eligible for teaching assistantship. 4+1 students are still eligible if you have, and they can reach out to us and we can talk about it further. But for the other positions, they are pretty much available. So graders and other tutoring things. If you get your net ID, you start checking your email. Emails go out announcing when the grader positions get open. Sometimes the announcement takes a little late, so you can also you can also send an email about any ECE department positions to Miss Aleta Hoselowicz. I'm gonna write her name in the chat, and she's our department administrator, and she handles the hiring of student hourly workers, tutors, and student graders. As for other jobs, the link I shared, which are on-campus employments, they are again also open depending upon different times. So those are all the jobs that are going to be available. You just have to look at when they become open. But for teaching assistantship for fall, if you are admitted and you are not a 4+1 student, then that window unfortunately is no longer open for you.
Okay, no, thank you.
Hisham.
Thank you, Professor. I just have a question about the health insurance. I know that you said it's required. So I have a health insurance through my employer right now, currently. Do I still have to get a health insurance?
Well, I mean, what I mean by required is that, you know, like it's the law of the land that everyone needs to have a health insurance, right? So if you have it, that's all that matters.
Okay, got it. I thought
No,
you have to get
it is not. No, you don't have to have it from Rutgers. You need to have health insurance.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Ashwin, you had a question. Hisham, do you have further question, or is your hand just up from the previous time, I guess?
I think it's still up from the previous time.
Okay,
there you go.
Okay, Ashwin, your question was, would any undergraduate EC courses are brought in to be counted for EC residency for the MS degree? I'm not, are you a 4+1 student, Ashwin?
Yeah, I'm a 4+1 student.
Okay, so if those courses would be transferred officially towards your master's degree, then yes, they would count towards residency. Because effectively, as a 4+1 student, your master's started when you started taking those courses. Does that help?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. The next question: do you recommend any bridge courses to take before joining Rutgers as a student, so it can be easy for us to understand the classes and concepts that will be taught? I cannot answer that because, I mean, our assumption is that everyone who has been admitted possesses the skills to take the courses being offered at Rutgers. If you feel that you are not ready for Rutgers courses, then, you know, then you would have to take some prerequisite courses and stuff coming at Rutgers. You can also take undergraduate courses if you want to take them for remedial purposes, but those courses will not be counted towards your master's degree. Madhuri, for the health insurance, if I want to get it from Rutgers, I need to apply for that. I mean, you can get it from whichever place, and if you get it from Rutgers, yeah, I mean, you would. It's not that Rutgers has a health insurance. Rutgers has health insurance plans, and you can get it. Oh, Katie just also posted. Thank you, Katie. So yeah. Yes, Matt, we will share the slide deck from today's presentation, and that will include the links as well as the flyer and the recording link after editing of, I guess, some front and back so that it's comprehensive. Other questions? Yes, Madhuri, you can get you become eligible for TA-ship after you arrive at Rutgers and you have proven yourself to be a good fit for TA-ship. As I stated earlier, the TA-ships are very competitive and most of them are reserved for PhD students. So we have within our master's pool of students, a very small fraction of students end up getting it. We typically have about 35 to 40 TA-ships per year. And out of those, maybe you can say 4 or 5 go to master students, no more than that.
Hunter has a question about the process of transferring his undergrad credits from the 4+1 program.
Sorry, who has the question?
Hunter messaged me. Where do I find the form for transferring my credits from my undergrad to grad for 4+1?
Yes, so the graduate student handbook doesn't explicitly discuss that, but it has a general process. But basically, the process is that you first, you have to wait for a semester and get at least 9 credits as a master's student with a minimum GPA of 3 and every course that, and all of those 9 credits must have a individual grade of higher than B also. So both of those requirements need to be met. Once that is met, basically what you do is that you submit, we will share with you basically a link for School of Graduate Studies forms. Within that, there is a transfer of credits form. You fill that form. The form talks about syllabus and stuff, but since you're transferring Rutgers courses, you don't need to actually submit the syllabus or any of those things. You submit also a copy of your or screenshot or PDF of for your degree navigator, showing that the courses you are requesting transfer for were not counted in your bachelor's degree. So you submit those 2 things to us via DocuSign, and then we process that. Once that is processed, then you submit it to School of Graduate Studies and your transfer is complete.
Okay.
Okay, I had left a message earlier. Joel had asked, would there be any graduate course advising session on the different courses? So those sessions don't, the advising session is basically, if you are moving to the graduate school, and the assumption is that you have at least some sense of which courses or which area you want to pursue. But after that, if you have a short list, you can always send an email saying, this is my career objectives. What do you suggest? And we can provide some recommendations, but at the end of the day, you then make the decision. So there is no formal course advising session. There are office hours in which we talk about different kinds of things, or we discuss those over email, or we can talk about them even now. Any other questions? I know a few of you had sent us emails asking for a few questions, and we had said let's meet in the information session. Okay, so Hunter, your question, we can stay back. I can stay back after this and help you address that. But I remember, if I'm not mistaken, I remember getting email from a few of you where you were very interested in talking, and I had said, let's wait for the information session. I believe Shubham was one of them, maybe Matt, if I'm not mistaken, and Roy, you were another one. So this is your opportunity now to clarify on those questions. Shubham, your hand is up. Please go ahead.
Hello, Professor. I'm planning to take up a course from business administration for the first semester.
Okay.
Could you please guide me through this?
Could I do what? Sorry.
Guide me through what's the process to take up the course. Are there any prerequisites? And
So if you want to take a business course, you first go to schedule of courses and look up whether that course is being offered or not. If that course is being offered, it would also list what the prerequisites are. And finally, when you are ready to take, as I said, since that is not a course from our department, you would have to then reach out to the business school or the instructor or some other department who is the department which is offering that course, and ask them to give you an SPN. You can take that course. From our perspective, you can take that course as long as it is a graduate course and you are not allowed to take more than 9 credits outside our department. So if you take that, one of the 3 credits will be gone. As long as you are okay with that, you can take it. But the rest of the process, we cannot force another department to have our students take their courses. It is up to them to decide whether they have room for a student or not. So I cannot speak for whether the course you are interested in taking, whether they have room for you or not. You would have to reach out and figure that out.
Okay. Thank you, Professor.
Okay. Roy, you had a few questions, I remember.
I think I'm okay for the moment. Thank you, Rain. Thank you. I appreciate it and everything you did today. I think I'm okay for now, but if there is any questions, I'll let you know.
Okay. Maybe I am not remembering correctly, but I feel as if I had heard something from you, Matt, or Matthew, whichever way you go, whichever name you use.
Either Matt or Matthew is fine. I'm not particularly partial. I didn't have aside from the slide deck question, I didn't really necessarily have a question as much as concern that I don't think I've received the certificate of admission yet, as well as the fact that I've set up my net ID. I've had that set up for weeks now, and I've not had a Rutgers email made for me. So just a few concerns, not so much questions.
Sure. Katie, can we work on this, please, with Matt?
I've made note of it, and I told him I'd reach out to him via email after the session.
Okay. If anyone else has not received their certificate of admission or is missing some of the other things, we don't like these things to happen, but within a system where we have basically thousands of applicants across different departments, and admissions and other things are handled centrally, there is always a possibility that things get mixed up. But the key there is you let us know, and we will work with you. We are your advocates, we are your champions, but we can only know about things when they are brought to us. So one of the messages I will tell you is, when I cannot promise you will be able to fix everything, right? Like what Shubham was asking about SPN for graduate, for business school course. That's not within our right? That's not our authority. But what we can promise you is that if it is something that is within our purview, you will find our office to be as much proactive as we humanly can. So please never hesitate to reach out to us we will make sure to get things done. Chinmay.
Hello, Professor. Can the MS students work as graduate assistants, or what is the process for getting hired as a graduate assistant?
Graduate assistantship is tied to research. So basically the question I mentioned about research is the key thing. If you are not doing masters with thesis, most likely you would not be hired as a graduate assistant. Graduate assistantships are given to PhD students and some masters with thesis students, part one. Part two, the way to get that is, as we discussed earlier, some faculty and you have to have agreed that you two are good fit for each other. You can contribute to their research program and they will, and then they have the money to support. And if that happens, the transaction is completely between the student and the faculty. We do not get involved other than once the faculty tell us that they want to hire someone as a graduate assistant, we basically send you a letter that you have been hired. But other than that, it does not involve us. It's a transaction between you and the faculty.
Got it. And typically, by when do students have to declare that they will be taking a thesis? Say, like, should it happen before the first semester ends?
It can happen whenever you like. The main thing is that a thesis typically cannot be done in less than 2 semesters. And ideally, you should be, by the end of your first semester, you should have a commitment from someone to advise your thesis. So, but there is no minimum requirement that, oh, you have to declare by this time. It's a question of, is it possible for you to even do thesis if you declare it after 3 semesters? Well, you can't. So it's not so much that, oh, declare it by this time. It's about what is humanly possible.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay, other questions? Some of you have been rather quiet, so just want to make sure that all of your questions have been addressed. Jianlong Zhang, we also didn't hear from you. If you are there, we'll love to hear where you are and what you're doing. Okay, so let's we will maybe have a countdown of up to 5. If there are no questions, then we will wrap it up. And I will then take Hunter for a one-on-one discussion because his question is more of a personalized nature. Okay, so 5, 4, 3. Okay, so Madhuri, you had queries regarding residentships. Whom should I contact? Are you referring to basically resident assistantships?
Hello. So basically, since I am a US citizen, so after 1 year, I can get the residentship. So that's why I had some queries regarding that. I emailed you with that also.
Oh, by residentship, you are talking about, by residentship, I presume you are referring to your status as a resident of New Jersey so that you are charged in-state tuition. Is that what you are referring to?
Yes, after 1 year, yes.
Yes, okay, wonderful. So we shared 2 links in the slides. Basically, the financial office or the Rutgers ABC deals with that. So when you come over here, you can email them even beforehand. I believe the requirement is that you should have, I think, pay. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think you have to have paid taxes in the state for a certain amount of time to be considered a resident. But you know, the links that we will provide for the term bill, there are 2 links, and those are the organizations to reach out to. And if you still are unable to get an answer, then let Katie know, and she will try to dig out who is the right person for that. But our office does not deal with that.
Yes, basically you provided some contact details and I emailed them as well, but I couldn't get any proper answer from them. So that's why I wrote the query again.
Okay, well, why don't you forward those communication that you had to Katie, and we'll look into it.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, our countdown, I think I had gone up to 2. So, so 1 and 0. So I guess we'll end it here. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. We look forward to seeing you in person in August. And we hope that you stay safe during that time. And we look forward to a productive relationship for the next 12 months to 2 years. And Hunter, we will take you